Jordan, Tzu Chi volunteers provide food and medical assistance to 31 Syrian refugee families. We go behind the scenes and meet volunteers who help make the Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center a success. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Dennis Wu. Thank you for joining us. The civil war in Syria has torn apart many families, forcing millions of Syrians to flee to other countries, including women and children who are left without a husband or a father. Those safe in other countries, they have trouble feeding themselves or accessing medical service, while the children are unable to continue their education. We now take you to Jordan, where a home specializes in caring for these women and children. Here, Tzu Chi volunteers have been visiting to try to improve their lives.
The drawings of their home then by Syrian children are filled with bombs and cannons. In their memories, many adults died and were covered in blood. These drawings are from 31 Syrian refugee families with single mothers and children. They are now living in a home for the Syrian refugees like them in Jordan.
تعطيها هو إذا بس من تتألم معلقة كبيرة من الأكل بعد الأكل تعطيها للحاجة يعني مش كل مرة.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Jordan hired this doctor, Hala, who is an Iraqi refugee, to provide medical care to the children here.
These balloons are made by our volunteer. Kids love them a lot.
In times of disaster, any tiny loving act can warm the children's hearts and make them happy. Tzu Chi volunteers have been providing them food, heaters, and money to buy gas, as well as arranging the kids to go to school in order to improve their lives.
In the United States, Samoan Marita Kalave and her family are devout Christians. But when asked by the Buddhist charity, the Tzu Chi Foundation, to help some people in need move some furniture, the family still lent a helping hand. However, Marita's husband wondered, what is Buddhist planning on converting his family? Let's find out.
Today, I have a wonderful husband. I have a total of 8 children. And life today is great, but we did struggle a lot. And one of the things that I want to embed in my kids is to give back, because they got it made. They got it made. And so in the past, we joined organizations to help serve people. And it was all good and everything, but it didn't feel right to me because I felt like because my family's large, my family was used. I remember one time we were approached by an organization for a community event. And it wasn't even our event, but we were doing all the work. In the end, the organization took credit. And so we stopped for a while. We stopped for a long time, not helping families out because we didn't want to work with outside organization any longer. But being a volunteer is about making a difference in someone's life. And so when Roxanne asked me if I can come and help out with the family.
So if we go out to find furniture items for them, can you come out to help?
Again, that thought came back to mind was, okay, well, they see that my family's large, that, you know, they can do a lot of things. I was kind of nervous because I didn't explain to my family as to what was going to happen except help a family. So when they came out the car, they say, hey, Roxanne, this is my husband, this is my sons, this is my daughter, they're out here to help out.
At first, her family members are quite reluctant and say, Mom, what do we have to do? And then she said, you know. And then so, you know, they started, moving.
They brought in the furniture, and then after that, I asked them, What do you guys think?
The idea to move furniture is not quite what you expect fun. I guess doing it with the right people and being that it's your family, make the most of it.
Just like that. Go ahead. Yes.
To see what Tzu Chi gave to the families, I guess you could just say it really just touched my heart because looking at the furniture they get, it's good furniture. Like, we're not just giving them some broken table.
We had encountered bed bugs, and so the furniture that was provided, it's made our life much comfortable.
Wait. There you go. There you go.
We have somewhere to sit right now, and we have a bed to lay in.
We felt really good that day. And so after the furniture delivery, I continued to learn more. And then I saw a lot of effort. I remember we did a uniform giveaway. And I saw unity. I saw teamwork. I saw everyone putting in effort into making this event successful. And when I saw that, I thought to myself, wow, this is a great organization, and I want to be a part of this organization. But Roxanne knew that I was a Christian, and I knew that she was Buddhist. And so my husband, the way he took it was that they were trying to convert us.
I got to be cautious about decisions that I make and make sure that it helps family.
A small village called Kapang Payam Mendoi in Pahang, Malaysia, was hit by severe flooding in January of 2015. Afterwards, the Tzu Chi Foundation came to its aid, so the villagers have got to know Tzu Chi volunteers. Now, having recovered from the flood, the villagers have learned something from Tzu Chi and are putting this new knowledge to practice all the time.
In January 2015, a severe flooding brought Tzu Chi volunteers to a village called Kampong Paya Mandui in Pahang, Malaysia. Because of Tzu Chi's ad, the villagers became acquainted with Tzu Chi volunteers and even started to do recycling.
What can be recycled are plastic bottles and electrical appliances, etc. So you can collect milk bottles and shampoo bottles.
Doing recycling has become a common practice in the village.
Kids collect recyclables now. Their parents told them plastic bottles can be recycled, so they collect them.
The villagers are also willing to help the needy with Tzu Chi volunteers.
I want to save money to help people who are worse off than me.
Villagers here have learned to care for people and the earth. They are willing to do their part in society now.
Most of the stem cell registries around the world are maintained with the help of government funding. However, the Buddhist Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center here in Taiwan is the only national registry in the world run completely by an NGO. Besides maintaining the registry and holding bone marrow drives, one very important part of the center is a group of volunteers who work behind the scenes to support the whole program. Here's our report.
今天有两个，一个是在81巷这一个，隔一条巷子而已啦，所以很近。好，那我们就先走这个81巷的这一个。好。
When the match is found by the Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center, a group of volunteers immediately mobilizes with a mission.
After we receive a notification from the center, we have to notify the matched donor within 3 days.
郭志强先生到底多少价？这个骨髓初步20年前哈，我来台湾建党，他这个骨髓资料库啊有高温呐，83年。
The first visit doesn't always produce fruitful results. However, the volunteers still carefully explain the procedure to this potential donor's family.
I became a donor 2 years ago. I donated my peripheral blood stem cell. A catheter was inserted into my arm. The machine was here while the needle was here. No, it takes more than just 2 hours. Usually it takes about 6 to 8 hours. In the end, a bag like this is produced. This is what we want. It is called stem cell.
A support team was established on the second anniversary of the stem cell bank. Among the team are many former donors such as Lin, who are more convincing with their personal experience.
Through sharing my personal experience, matched donors will be less worried about what is going to happen later. I think this greatly helps us complete our mission and helps boost my self-confidence.
In the early days, a matched donor had to be hospitalized for bone marrow harvest. Back then, the volunteers would watch over them and care for them like their own.
After the surgery, a donor is at his or her weakest moment. By drinking this wholesome 10-complete soup, they can recover quickly. We have prepared thin noodle because since they were intubated during surgery, this goes down easier.
Since we could not be the one saving life, we can at least help. That's why we do this.
最近好不好？彩皮都还好，啊，回诊都好吗？有，慢慢过来。对的，都还好，有进步。有一些骨髓移植完在康复期。
For those who are recovering from their bone marrow transplant, they may not be able to go back to work immediately. Also, it might be more difficult for them to find work. So I thought, why not open up a store so recovering patients can work at their own pace and slowly get back to the job market.
渐进是增加工时的一个工作场所。
我以前是在会计师事务所工作。
I used to work at an accounting firm. However, the workload was quite heavy. With my stamina the way it is now, I cannot work like that for a whole day. Yet I still want to do something. So Sister Hui Yu, who's very tolerant, said I can come here on my own accord and perhaps work only several hours or even just a couple of hours a day.
哪怕只是1-2个小时都好的。
Thanks to the Tzu Chi support team, Tsai Ti is getting ready to go back to work. To reciprocate, she makes a personal appearance at all Tzu Chi bone marrow drives.
I was diagnosed with leukemia, and the doctor said I only had 2 more months to live at most. Thanks to Tzu Chi, I found a match. And the match donor was willing to make a donation. This is why I'm still alive today. So thank you all for coming today.
The moving tales of the recipients at these events help attract more potential donors. Even when they face rejections, Tzu Chi volunteers don't give up.
To be rejected made us feel pretty discouraged at first. But then we told ourselves to just do the best that we can.
Ladies and gentlemen, please come by if you're not in a rush. Your acts of kindness may just save a whole family. Everyone needs to be empowered. If you can't touch their hearts, most people will just walk away instead of taking their time to come inside.
Night markets are always full of crowds, so once my husband just picked up the megaphone and called out to the crowd to come join our event.
Now, members of the support team also have to undergo training to receive an international certificate.
Only by taking in new information can we go over the whole procedure properly with matched donors and provide them with technical details.
We may not be trained medical professionals, but we are blessed with the opportunity to help save lives. We may not be the actual donors, but we are blessed with the chance to help them save the life of a complete stranger.
Although the search and rescue effort of the February 6th earthquake that rocked southern Taiwan has been completed, people have not forgotten the dedication of the rescue workers or the suffering of the victims. For this segment of our program, we continue to bring you reports related to the disaster. In Tainan, Tzu Chi volunteers recently visited the Yongkang Police Precinct and fire departments in the area to deliver gifts to thank those who contributed to the rescue effort.
Delivering water and lunch boxes to the disaster site time and again, Tzu Chi volunteers never complained about the hard work. Their effort has left a deep impression on the rescue workers, bringing them warmth.
In the freezing weather, our Tzu Chi brothers and sisters asked us one by one, "Have a cup of coffee. You've worked hard."
In addition to the hot drink and food, the volunteers also brought Jingsi folding beds for the rescue workers to rest on. Even after the rescue effort has been completed, volunteers in Tainan have come to the Yongkang Police Precinct and fire departments to hand out volumes of Jingsi aphorisms and gifts as tokens of appreciation. However, the police humbly say that the ones who truly suffered are the victims' families.
The volunteers consoled the victims' families in the waiting area. I think it was very good because the families were at a loss.
Thanks to Tzu Chi volunteers, policemen did not have to worry about the anxious families and could dedicate themselves to the rescue mission.
The island of Taiwan is full of kind-hearted people. I've seen the strength of people's initiatives. So we know that Taiwan is full of love.
Thank you, Master Zheng Yan and Tzu Chi brothers and sisters, for helping us in different ways.
Among the rescue workers who dedicated themselves to searching for survivors in Tainan's toppled Weiguan building was a volunteer firefighter Cai Chongyi. Though Cai's mother was hospitalized in the ICU, he still worked long hours searching through debris to save lives. Unfortunately, his mother passed away on February 11th. But Cai said he is grateful that he was given the opportunity to serve.
Calling out loudly, the rescue workers were racing against time to save lives. At some time past 4 a.m. on February 6th, the rescue workers waded in water near the collapsed Weiguan apartment complex.
It was sometime past 4 o'clock. We could not see the road because it was flooded. We climbed up immediately.
This rescue worker, Cai Chongyi, who lives near Weiguan apartment complex, joined the rescue effort soon after the building collapsed. Upon hearing residents' cries for help to entering the collapsed building to search for survivors, Cai worked long hours with a firm determination to find survivors.
We had to go near the cracks of the building and call out loudly, "Is anyone there? If you are there, try to make a sound. Don't give up. We're coming for you."
Though Cai's thoughts were with every resident still trapped in the building, he was also concerned about his mother, who was in ICU. Unfortunately, his mother passed away on February 11th.
My mother survived the beginning of the Lunar New Year, so I was able to help out. Everyone was working with one mind to save lives. It was a team effort. The honor doesn't belong to any one individual or specific groups.
Turning his love for his mother into dedication to serve at the disaster site, Cai said that saving lives is a priority. He's very grateful to his mother, fellow rescue workers, and volunteers for giving him the opportunity to serve the people in need in Tainan.
To help the victims of the southern Taiwan earthquake, people over Taiwan are coming up with all sorts of creative ideas. In Tainan City, some senior Tzu Chi volunteers made zongzi to be sold at the Chinese New Year fair, held by the Anping Liaison Office, with the proceeds going towards quake relief.
At the fair held by Tzu Chi, fresh zongzi are being steamed.
We are doing this to help with earthquake relief in Tainan. All the money raised through selling zongzi will be used for disaster relief.
Empathizing with the quake victims who lost their homes and loved ones, these senior volunteers made these zongzi, full of flavorful feeling and their best wishes.
We named them Wisdom Zongzi, meaning those who buy them will grow in wisdom.
To attract more buyers, the senior volunteers also put on a taiko drum performance. Despite their old age, these volunteers have inspired the crowd's compassion, which is crucial in helping the earthquake victims stay strong in the tough days ahead.
To do their part for the quake victims in southern Taiwan, this Tuesday, 683 teachers and students from the kindergarten and elementary division of Tzu Chi Senior High School affiliated with Tzu Chi University in Hualien went to Jingsi Abode and donated the money they had saved for the past year.
In the early morning, these 6th graders of the elementary division of Tzu Chi Senior High School are heading for Jingsi Abode. Though it is raining, they still go on foot firmly. Through Through sign language adaptation, the students sincerely make vows to serve others without asking anything in return.
I want to be a Tzu Chi commissioner in the future to help the needy and pass on love to others.
Having empathy for the quake victims in southern Taiwan, the students of the kindergarten and the elementary division of Tzu Chi Senior High School donate their coin banks they have saved for 1 year.
I want to donate the red envelopes I got from my parents during the Lunar New Year to the quake victims, so they can build a new home and pay the medical fees. I want to send my love to them so they don't need to be afraid.
Master Zheng Yan also shares the stories about the Syrian children who are unable to receive education due to wars. She also encourages these students to cherish peace and help others.
我们读书会学了很多呢，礼仪啊，懂得礼貌，还懂得呢如何有爱心，看到别人的苦啊，我们要知福。 惜福再造福。
With pure love in mind, these students pray for a peaceful world where people can be free from disasters.
The damage left by the February 6th earthquake reminded all how vulnerable Taiwan's buildings are to natural disasters, which makes Tzu Chi school renovation projects in southeastern Taiwan ever more important. We now join the joint groundbreaking ceremony of the 6 schools that are being renovated by Tzu Chi in Hualien County.
First shovel, good timing to break ground. We wish all go well.
On February 19th, a joint groundbreaking ceremony was held at Mingyi Primary School with Zhang Fumei, former principal of TC University of Science and Technology, bringing over the master's blessing.
A nation's hope lies in the education of its youth, so children's education cannot be delayed. Tzu Chi will do its best to complete this project.
The public staff will gather at this project and allow students to study at a safe campus.
Master often tells us that in case of a disaster, 2 types of buildings cannot collapse. One is the hospital, as we need it to save lives. The other is the school, as we need it to shelter the public.
Tzu Chi volunteers and the schools dedicate themselves for this moment.
We hope our children will learn to pay back to society and to cherish their blessings.
The joint groundbreaking ceremony ends perfectly. It's everyone's hope that when the new buildings are completed, the students will have a safe environment to study in.
The young 80-year-old Lin Suqing was trapped in the collapsed Weiguan building in Tainan for over 60 hours before she was rescued. After her release from the hospital early last week, she finally returned to school this Monday. We now check on her and the rest of the survivors from the building at the end of today's program. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.